What's something everyone knows but no one wants to admit? People want to see others doing well, but not better than them. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self. Ernest Hemingway. Most groups of kids curse in conversation when parents aren't around. Most groups of adults curse in conversation when kids aren't around. Neither do it in front of each other, because parents don't want to accept that the kids actually know these words and the kids know they'll get told off if they do. Emails don't just get lost. Everyone knows you got it and ignored it, but we all go along with it so that we can use the lie at some point in the future. People who are better looking will have much easier lives, and that will never change. Sex drives essentially everything. To lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you take in. Losing weight is simple, but not easy. They don't get enough sleep. Surely no one can actually be proud of only getting 4 hours a night. We are all going to die. No one is going to remember us within a couple of 100 years. For the vast majority of us, everything you do, everything you learn, all the hassles and problems you've put your energy into, will amount to absolutely nothing for the future. The Earth is 4,543,000,000 years old already, with about 3,200,000,000 left before it cannot sustain life. You'll be lucky to see only 100 years of this period, which makes you in your life and everything you do and know totally insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Racism will never go away completely. Just like black people. Your adorable grandma had sex, and probably lots of it. Can confirm. I do a lot of nursing home work. Heck, at an assisted living facility I used to work at, there's a little old lady that has a reputation for breaking in the new men. Welcome, Wagon Wanda, you're doing the Lord's work. That at every second there are unspeakable horrors occurring on Earth. Unthinkable, unimaginable. No matter what fucked up shit you can invent, something worse is happening to someone now. And lots of worse to lots of people. Humans must have inbuilt mental limiter systems to protect them from the horror. That they've actually read that Facebook message, even if there's no scene, I still feel like I'm in denial. I check my notifications panel on my phone before I open the message to avoid letting them know I've seen it. 2 messages in a row are my Achilles heel. Activate flight mode and then check the message. You can read it without it showing up as seen to the other person even after deactivating flight mode. Works for WhatsApp as well. Edit. Sorry to disappoint folks, I'm not really socially awkward, but sometimes I'm just busy or don't have the energy to reply to a message that clearly requires my full attention. This allows me to evaluate if I can move answering to a later time without letting that person know that she isn't top priority. When a couple says that they are trying to get pregnant, they really just told you that they are banging every night. Look at little Johnny throw that ball. Maybe he'll be a famous baseball player. No. Johnny is going to work 9 to 5 as a business analyst. You pick your nose. Every Reddit comment wants to be the top. I will settle for gold. Watch everyone around you get gold. Did you gild yourself? Edit. Alright, who the fuck gilded me? 'Cause I sure as hell didn't do it to myself. Don't ask questions. That everyone masturbates. I've always thought it weird to imagine celebrities and even presidents masturbating. There are stupid questions. Remember, kids, there are no stupid questions, just stupid people. That telling children they can grow up to be whatever they want is a lie. You don't talk to your parents enough. Because it's bad for my mental state. That seeing a police car in the rear view makes you feel scared, not safe. I'm a good driver. Occasionally I go a little over the speed limit, but other than that I follow traffic laws. Hell, I use my blinker every time I'm going to turn or merge, and I turn my headlights on any time it's not sunny and the middle of the day. I still get super anxious when I see a cop in my rearview mirror. One day our bodies are going to betray us by becoming saggy and achy. That your poop flies around the bathroom when you flush. Being a good, honest person is not the best way to get ahead in life. No, but it helps me sleep at night. You're not winning that Powerball lottery on Saturday. Hitler and the upper echelons of the Third Reich were truly terrible people, But you don't kill that many people of a specific groups without a lot of help from a lot of everyday people, and there's no way they were all caught and punished. That our environment is currently speeding down the drain and that fixing the problem will likely require us to vastly change our lifestyles, especially as third world nations begin to industrialize. None of us actually think for ourselves, or if we do, then we rarely admit it to anyone, lest we wind up being socially ostracized. We're all entirely too willing to go along with the herd, provided we've been told that the herd is going in a given direction. Take popular music, for example. I worked in radio for about 6 months, and during that time, I learned a few enlightening facts. Did you know, for instance, that most stations have an obligation to play certain songs a given number of times a day? There's also a strong suggestion for the DJs to say things like, "What an awesome song!" or to subtly promote one artist or another. The overall intent is to artificially increase the popularity of the piece by making it seem like everyone else likes it, and the frightening thing is that it works. Nobody really knows what they're doing, they just think they might, and know that others respond to confidence. Newborn babies aren't cute. They're actually quite ugly. Yours is no exception. That stereotypes are accurate more often than we would like to admit. If it looks like a duck, smells like a duck, and quacks like a duck, it is probably a duck. If you don't want to be a duck, do not look like one, do not smell like one, and do not quack like 1 inch. My dad used to say this to me about stereotypes when I was little. That our politicians are bought and sold like commodities by rich people. You shouldn't own animals if you can't afford to take care of them. If you can't get them fixed, get them their shots, and take them to the vet when they're sick. You shouldn't even think about adopting a shelter pet. Please continue to love our furry friends, but if you can't afford to own one yourself and still desire a pet, volunteer your time and love to animals in need. If you are honest, you are not as smart as you pretend to be, and in truth you are stupider than that. Really, I just didn't want to come into work today. My kid is fine, car is in good condition, and I don't have any dental problems that need immediate fixing. That nobody really wants mentally retarded kids. When people tell a parent of a special needs child that the parents of such children are strong, remarkable people, they are actually expressing pity for the family. Peeing in the shower. I'm all for helping the unfortunate and homeless as long as it's not in my neighborhood. At one or several points in their lives, parents wish they never had kids, even for a fleeting moment. College/university becomes a riskier long-term investment as you increase your education level. In America, there has been a silent acceptance of going into debt. We tell young people not to have kids. Then, we act like everyone has fertility problems when they really just waited until they were 35 to have kids, ignoring biology. That we are not prepared for a real disaster. A friend of mine recently revealed a survey his wife had carried out as part of a marketing/business project at her college. The business plan was simple: offer a service to educate people on how to be more prepared in the event of a major disaster, namely, anything where the power would be out over a widespread area for a duration longer than a day. Through studies done beforehand by others, it's known that within hours of a large-scale blackout, looting begins, followed by the formation of gangs of people who are willing to cause harm to others to take what they have. That danger on top of the lack of food and water supplies are the core problems for surviving major disasters. Back to the survey. With over 1,000 responses, they found that the vast majority of the respondents were unprepared or ill-prepared for disaster. The kicker is that they asked the question, if a service was available to educate and assist you in disaster planning, would you utilize that service? Not just the majority, but over 95% of respondents said no. We know we're ill-prepared in our hearts, but we don't want to think about it, let alone do something about it. Except for that show on Doomsday Preppers. We all have a price. That we all really don't need to be working 40-hour work weeks, and much of today's global economy could function on considerably less hours. Everybody wants to work less, but very few of us are willing to stand together to challenge the status quo. What's something everyone knows but no one wants to admit? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.